Hola, bienvenidos a otro video. Estoy muy feliz porque por fin hoy me voy a hacer mi makeup. Mateo is 3 weeks and 1 day old today.
My bed's still not done. Where's Mateo? He's taking a nap downstairs. You wanna go check on him? Sure.
He looks like so like he's living the life. He's like
Anoche dormí 3 horas seguiditas y después 2 y después cada hora otra vez se está despertando. But that first nap is getting longer and then the second nap is getting longer. We're doing it, Kaylin.
Hey.
1 more week of school and then there being summer break, so Kaylin me puede ayudar también con el bebé.
By the way,
estamos aquí.
I turned 10.
Yeah, 10 years old. Cumplió last week. And now she's a big girl. And now she's gonna be cooking and cleaning.
I do cook.
Not here.
I do cook. I
Not
do
here.
cook. I do cook. No, I cooked for me and my dad.
Well, you should cook for me too.
No, but it's like simple stuff. It's like sandwiches and fruit.
Still, that sounds good to me.
Getting squished.
Anyway, let me get ready before Mateo wakes up because I don't know how long he'll nap and his little bassinet nap for. So, let's get ready. This is the postpartum belly, guys. Todavía me veo un poco embarazada, pero ya vemos menos y menos cada vez. Mateo todavía está dormido en su cunita y no se ha despertado. It's been around 40 minutes. Ya pasó el señor de que corta el pasto y él sigue dormido. Llegó el señor que echa el aire y él sigue dormido en su cuna. So, what's going on here? Miren qué a gusto está. Qué gordo se está poniendo, ¿verdad? Él está muy contento. Lo tengo en una cobijita porque tengo el AC. Because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the hormones from the postpartum. But I be sweating all day, every day. My feet are sweating all day, every day. So, I don't know what is going on.
En cuanto terminé de decir que nos está despertando, of course, ya se está despertando.
Hola, ya te estás despertando, mi amor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's okay, baby. Él ya quiere estar en los brazos ahora sí. Ya extraño a su mamá. Cada vez que llora yo lo recojo y llora y yo lo recojo y yo lo recojo y lo vuelvo a acostar y vuelvo a llorar y lo vuelvo a recoger y lo vuelvo a acostar y lo vuelvo a recoger y lo vuelvo a acostar.
Sí, mamá, porque ya estoy chiquito. Y yo a veces te extraño mucho, mamá, por eso.
Terminar de sonar en mis brazos. Según yo iba a ir a dejar a Karen a la escuela, por fin iba a ser el primer día que ya la puedo ir a caminar otra vez a la escuela. And it turns out Mateo quiso comer at the very last minute. Cuando uno tiene un bebé, no debe hacer planes. Por eso la cuarentena de que, güey, quédate en tu casa, no hagas planes para nada porque te van a arruinar either way. Hola.
Oh.
Hi, Jake. What's up, Holmes? A Mateo le gusta pegarle a Jake. Come here, Jake. I'll show you something. Oh, God.
See, everyone, he's so scared of me, he don't even come close because he knows what he gets. Don't be stealing my water. Because I'm so strong. Eee!
Hola. Yo me llamo Mateo. Y yo estoy loquito porque estoy chiquito. Why does he always get so cross-eyed? Sí. Soy un gordo porque me encanta comer. Mi cosa favorita en el mundo es la chichi. Porque a mí no me gusta el chupón. Solo chichi.
¡Soy un niño loco!
Miren qué chiquito está. Nunca jamás va a estar así de chiquito otra vez en la vida. Ayer lo quise bañar y se durmió. Pero hoy no se nos va a escapar. Hoy vamos a bañarlo. A ver si se le quitan esos granitos que traen en la cara. ¡Uy! Está fuerte, se avienta como loco. Miren esos granitos que le salieron en su cachetito. El doctor dijo que era normal, pero siento que si lo baño más seguido, se lo van a quitar. Creo que me lo andan besando demasiado. ¿Verdad, mi amor? ¿Quién te besó? Why is the construction out here still going on? Ya quiero que terminen. I'm over it. Hoy siento que no lo pude llenar. Le di una chichi, luego le di la otra y no se quedaba. A la hora se despertaba. Le di una chichi, le di otra, a la hora se despertaba. So it's like, I don't know if he's like trying to make my milk supply be stronger or what, but it's been a rough day. ¿Tres moquitos? Ay, salud. Salud. Tengo que sacar los mocos. Iba a llorar. I'm sorry. ¿Traes un mocote? Que no te deja respirar. Ya. El otro. Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ya acabamos. Ya. No pasó nada. No pasó nada. ¿Quieres comer? Eso es lo que quieres. Miren su carita cuando llora. Oh. ¿Ya no va a llorar? ¿Por qué me expones, mamá? Oh. You're all right. You okay? I know. ¿Quién se está despertando? ¡Ay, Dios mío!
Look, he loves it.
You like it, puppy? It's playtime. Ay, salud. Just one? He always does like 3. ¿Qué es eso, papi? Hi. Hi, Mateo. What is that? ¿Dónde estás? ¿Te gusta, papi? You like your avocado? Yummy.
Hi, I'm a shooting star. I have the rainbow. Hi, Mateo. Hi. I must fly away now.
Wee.
I'm an elephant.
Hi guys, we have officially started sleep training Mateo, and it looks something like this. This was the first attempt of putting him in his bassinet so that he can take his little nap. And at first he starts fuzzing and crying, and I just kind of wait for him to settle down to see if he will actually stay in the bassinet. I don't immediately pick him up to give him a chance to learn how to self-soothe so that he can mimic that in the night. This right here is the second attempt of me putting him down and see if he will actually stay. Sometimes it takes 5 minutes, sometimes it takes 10 minutes, sometimes he just doesn't settle at all. But for this instance in particular, he was already tired, so he stayed within like 5 seconds or so. Then we do a contact nap or semi-contact nap where I put him on a pillow so that he's not actually touching me, just the bottom is. And then eventually he'll learn to sleep on his own bed and he won't need me to go to sleep. So tiny. And we're back to sleep training. I have to keep reminding myself to be very patient as the naps and the amount of times I have to put him down vary. It does not look the same all of the time, and sometimes it takes way longer than other times. I do hate when he's like crying because I want to immediately pick him up, but I do have to keep in mind that I need to give him a chance to learn how to self-soothe, and hopefully he can go to sleep while he's still awake in the future. So I need to be patient and wait for him to try to fall asleep on his own. Sometimes I do have to remind myself that he's not hungry all of the time because I had just breastfed him the last 10 or 15 minutes before I put him down. I also made sure he had a clean diaper. I'm not sure why he fights his sleep. He like wants to go to sleep and then he'll close his eyes and then he'll open them back up, and then he'll kind of startle himself and then soothe himself and move around, make lots of noises, pretend like he's going to sleep, and then wake himself back up. And it's a revolving cycle that he goes through until he finally either settles down and he goes to sleep, or he makes himself so awake that he'll start screaming for him to be picked up. I do pick him up as many times as possible and then lay him back down. That way he knows that I will always be there for him in case he needs me. But if he doesn't need me, then he'll just settle down and take his nap. Some days it does take him longer than others because sometimes he'll go to sleep right as I set him down if he's really tired. But some other times, like this one, he'll take over 5 to 10 minutes to finally settle down and put himself to sleep. But once he's down, he does tend to sleep over like 30 to 40 minutes. And that's during the day. During the night, I do still co-sleep with him just so that we get those longer stretches. Because if I lay him down by himself, he won't sleep more than 40 minutes. And if we contact sleep, he'll sleep for 3 hours. Tell me why. It's 7 a.m. and there's construction outside my house. I'm trying to sleep train Mateo over here so that he can just sleep independently. Y tienen un desmadre aquí afuera. Tienen un ruidero. I'm like, okay, a lo mejor funciona for my benefit because he's gonna be a heavy sleeper. Pero sometimes they're too loud. Oy, ya me lo despertaron. Ay, Dios mío, why is life so hard? They started work at 6 a.m. Like, really? People sleep. Like, I know. So because we're sleep training now, I kind of just waited for him to settle back down. I don't immediately pick him up like I said. I want to give him a chance to self-soothe every time he wakes up. That way he can sleep longer stretches on his own. And in this instance, he was able to settle back down and go back to sleep. And I didn't have to pick him up. But depending on the time that I last fed him, sometimes he's not hungry. Sometimes he just wants to be soothed back to sleep. So I'll pick him up, rock him, and put him back down. Or if it's time for him to eat, then I will just pick him up and feed him and change his diaper and so on. I used to think that he would wake up because he was hungry, because he was playing with his hands or nibbling at his fingers, but I've learned to not feed him every time he wakes up or that he cries because he's not always hungry. If he's feeding like 5 minutes, at a time, then he just wants to use me as a pacifier, and he doesn't like pacifiers, so he just uses me as one, and it's really tiring for us both. So sometimes I just pick him up, I rock him, and I put him back down so that way he feels nice and secure and safe, and he can go back to sleep for another long stretch. And he went back to sleep. But these construction people me tienen hasta la... Here we are putting him back down again so that he can take his second nap of the day. And this time he's really fighting. He does not want to be in the bassinet at all. And this part is really hard because it's really tempting for me to just grab him and put him on me and let him sleep. But I have to keep reminding myself that I have to do this for my future self and not for this moment. It's also very difficult because he's still so young. He's only going to be 4 weeks old in a couple of days. So it's really hard for him to understand what is happening. But I feel that if I'm consistent enough, he will be able to eventually just stay in his bassinet consistently. It's just the hardest when he's crying like this, and I have to be patient to really know if he's going to be able to go back to sleep or if I should just pick him up. So it's always a really delicate balance on, do I let him try to soothe himself or do I wait a little bit longer? But it kills me to see him cry like this, so I just pick him up. This is the second attempt of me trying to put him down, and he is calm now. But eventually, if he's really tired, he kind of fusses himself out of the sleep. And then I have to pick him up again and then soothe him and then put him down. And in between those times, I have to make sure that he has a clean diaper, because if he has a dirty diaper, he will never go to sleep. So sometimes that takes so long that by the time that I want to put him down to sleep, it's time to nurse again. So this process is very tiring for the both of us, but I am hoping and praying that it will be rewarding in the end, and all of these sleepless nights and afternoons are going to be worthwhile in the end. This was the third time of me putting him down. I waited until he was asleep on my chest to put him down, and as soon as I laid him down, he started to freak out once again. So I again waited for him to try to soothe himself and see he would stay. But some days and sometimes are way easier than others. As you can see, he's really tired now and he's fighting the bassinet. So he just wants to be with me. So at this point, I make sure that I check his diaper, nurse him, and soothe him. And then I will try to put him down once again. This was my fourth attempt on putting him down. I have made sure that he has a clean diaper, that he is fed, that he is comfortable, and I put him down a little bit drowsy but not completely asleep, and then I tried to soothe him on the actual bassinet instead of soothing him in my arms. So I tried to pat his back a little bit. He did not like that, so then I started to shake the bassinet slightly to see if that motion would actually help him kind of rock himself in the bassinet. And as you can see, I'm being very patient because I hate to see him cry. I just want to pick him up and cuddle him and tell him that everything's going to be okay. But I was patient, and he was able to fall asleep with the slightly rocking motion that I was able to create with the bassinet, and he was able to stay down for his nap. Here we are. I want to put him down, but I also want to let him sleep. So I'm like, if I don't put him down, I feel like I've lost all the progress that I've made. And if I do, then there's a possibility he's gonna scream and I'm tired and I'm like, ¿qué hago, Dios? ¿Qué hago? Tell me. Should I just let him sleep on me or put him back down in his bassinet? Even though we're trying to sleep train, he doesn't really have any sense of anything. So I'm trying to push him so that he can, but he's too little still. So I'm gonna try to put him down again. See how it goes. He tricked me. He was crying and I was gonna feed him because it's been an hour and a half since his last fed. But as soon as I grabbed him,
Oy. Oy.
siento que apenas está disfrutando su sueño bien a gusto y estando aquí con él así bien calientita me está dando un sueño. It's almost time for our contact nap. Our contact nap siempre me lo tomo like 12:30 or 1. And then somebody wants to make an appearance over here. That's why it's hard to sleep with him because he's so noisy. He just grunts and makes all kinds of noises. Pero ya no tarda en despertarse porque come de 1 hora a 2 and it's been an hour and a half. Pero como lo he puesto en su bassinet over and over and over again, I feel like he's just really tired. And he's finally like getting his sleep. Pobrecito. If I just keep doing that every day, se va a acostumbrar todos los días más y más y va a poder dormir más y yo también voy a poder dormir más. En mis brazos puede pasar un terremoto y Mateo dormido.
Me queda 1% y usar solo para decirte lo mucho que lo siento. Despierta, niño mío.
No, él lleva 2 horas sin comer y él dormido. Está cansado. Sleep training is tiring, huh? Siento que aquí me voy a hacer así. Y voy a dormir un ratito con él. Él se está queriendo despertar after a long night. Good morning, Mateo. Buenos días, mi amor. It's time to wake up. Ya es de día, ya despierta. So yesterday we tried to put him in his crib for the very first time, que se duerme ahí toda la noche. He did pretty good. Nomás despertó 2 veces like always. But the very last time, I just put him next to me and I was like, aquí vas a dormir porque se estaba quejando mucho y tenía que como arrullarlo para que se durmiera. So it was a lot easier for me to just be right next to him y darle palmaditas en la espalda y se volvió a quedar dormido. Y luego palmaditas en la espalda and then he would go back to sleep. So we try to wake up at the same time every single day. So it's 5:40 now. But we try to wake up at 5:30 because once I go back to work, a esa hora voy a tener que levantar, so might as well just get him used to it now. Él no se puede despertar, miren. Wake up, Mateo. Despiértate, flojo. Despiértate. Time to wake up. Estoy en una hueva. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna go downstairs so we can have some breakfast and we can start our day porque este niño no se despierta en los brazos. Mira, Mateo. Wake up. Wake up, papi. No, los brazos no se me va a despertar. Solo tengo que poner en el columpio para que se despierte y sepa que ya se tiene que despertar. It's daytime. And get this routine going. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Di bye. Diles bye. Mateo? Di bye. He's out.